This is Jerry Diamond with How to Get Out of Babylon. I'm going to, if I haven't already, I'm going to make a playlist. OzArk Plateau Directives. I've talked about that a few times. When Bill and Catherine were here parking, they were parked over there, and I realized that that's all open space there, and the only place the camper, let's see, zoom. How do you do that? Oh, there you go. Come on. You know, was the only good, really decent spot was where I was over there. And so I realized that needed to go out and look, and when they were here we did, and we found a what I call a camping tunnel. I'm going to walk over there. There we go. Okay, I got that figured out. Zoom. And I'm dragging some equipment here, so it's going to be a little uneven, and YouTube can stabilize it a little bit. So I mentioned this to my son, and he said that what this is, and it was kind of obvious, was the old road to an old house. And I said, well, it was a logging road too. He says, yeah, but you know, it was a road that was kept clear by and large. That explains all the dead trees and the tunnel effect. This didn't all happen when they were logging and doing firewood for 1 year, so it'll be somewhat sheltered for a camping space. I got a pole here, a window cleaning pole, light duty. It's about it's 16 foot. I've got other ones that are 30 foot, but I also have a real heavy fiberglass pole. It's a lineman's pole for switching off power poles, and it'll be good for knocking big branches down. But I'm going to go through here and knock some of these branches down. So that brings us to the subject of this video, and that is, I don't know how long I'm going to be here. I'm fixing up the camping spot where I am, and I want to fix this one up in case somebody else comes, or when somebody else comes next time, they'll have a decent place to set up a camp. And there's all kinds of firewood laying around, hickory and oak, and just piles of it everywhere from the logging and then the firewood operation. So there's any amount of firewood for wood gas or doing whatever, making biochar, and you know, running a rocket stove forever. Since the rocket stove only uses 1/10 of the fuel of a regular stove. So I'm going to sign off here, but the directive is leave a place better than when you got there. Leave it ready for someone else. If you get here and to the outer boundaries of the OzArk Plateau and you set up camp, make it as nice as you can, and leave some, if there's firewood to be cut, leave some firewood for the next person. Maybe leave some food for the next person of some sort. My vision that I had of a young couple coming through the woods and finding a house that had been built for them, or whoever was the first one that got there, and since they were the first family that got there, it was their house. And when I telling that to a lady last week, I said it tore me up. She goes, "What do you mean it tore you up? It was a good thing." And I said, "Yeah, well, it tore me up in the sense that you know, it just was emotionally overwhelming that someone had cared enough to provide a home for someone, even though they didn't know who it would be for, or when it would happen." So it's been 15 long, like I say, long, lonely years, but that has been my mission, is to provide a place, a region of this country that is in far better shape than when I got here. That's my overall vision. The OzArk Plateau is a huge house, as it were, a fortress, and we can have it ready for a lot of people if we work together, and we do that. So I'm going to knock some of these branches down, and then I'll do a film. It'll be too dark when I get done, probably, but I'll do a video of the branches on the ground and just give you an idea of how much I got out with this pole, and then I'll come back and hit it with the heavier pole. But that heavier pole is really heavy because it's like a 30-footer and it's fiberglass. It's not aluminum, so it'll be a bunch heavier than this sucker. So I'm going to see what I can do with this one. Alrighty, this is Jerry Diamond with How to Get Out of Babylon. If you're listening to this You are the remnant, and your job is to help other people. One of the core directives, prime directives that I laid down earlier is be unselfish. Do for other people what you would have them do unto you. It's real simple, real simple. What I'm seeing here is a lot of people that are really they're remnant people. They're here, but they're kind of living for themselves. Not kind of. They're just worried about day to day, what they need, what they have to have, their comfort, and they don't have a vision for helping other people. And these are people with lots of money, and they're just spending it on poffits and soffits and comfits and different doodads and knickknacks, and just not really looking ahead to the fact that someday they're going to have to help a bunch of other people stay alive if they want to stay alive. That's what I see happening. We all need to be working for the greater good. Look up the video on Spock and the USS Enterprise. I think it's The Wrath of Khan. I don't know which one it is, but it's the greater good. The good of the many outweighs the good of the one or the few. So right now we're few, but we need to understand that the good of the many, of those many millions of people who will be coming here, that their needs are going to be far greater than our needs, and the things that we've gone through are going to be as nothing compared to what they've gone through. And as I've quoted before, I take it as a prophecy from the Devil's Gate book about the Mormon handcart company. An elder said the day will come when millions will be coming with their children in their arms, and it will be up to the saints of Zion to go out and bring them in. And that's what I'm looking forward to, is the Ephraim's Rescuers, named after Ephraim Hanks, of the handcart company that went out and rescued those people in a blizzard, a horrible blizzard. Amputated I don't know how many dozens of limbs with his big Bowie knife, Mountain Man Bowie knife. Cauterized it, sterilized it in the fire, and then cauterized the wounds, and they said they didn't feel a thing. So, I don't know, just an amazing thing. So I'm going to go ahead and knock some branches down and see what I get. This is Jerry Diamond, signing off.